Hey guys, how's it going? I am going to answer some of those second run of Q&A questions, which there was really only a few, so um, I'll get right to it. Got my little mini list here. See what we got. I'm not going to start from the top, so let's see. Thanks for answering my question. You're welcome, Steve Wellborn. Jay Lane. Alright, Jay Lane. I think a lot of us know Jay Lane, right? Alright. Let's see. Excellent answers and fun. Hope the sauce was amazing. Yep. Kydex or leather? Kydex or leather? That's a good one. I like leather better. Kydex is probably more practical. You know, oops. Don't touch that. But I like leather. I just think leather's cool. But in a wet environment, I will go with the Kydex. But I still like leather better. Favorite color? Blue. No, green. Okay, bad reference. Favorite color? That's hard. I like a lot of colors. Well, I'll say green. Probably. I used to say black. Technically not a color. But. And what's my favorite way to start a fighter? Fighter? Fire? Favorite way to start a fire? Bic lighter. It's reliable. It works good. So, yeah, ferro rods are cool. And flint and steel is cool. And matches are alright, sort of. But, yeah, good old Bic lighter has always done me good. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Fire. Kind of can't beat that, you know. Given not having one of these, and you know, ferro rod, some fat wood. Now that I discovered fat wood, that's pretty freaking awesome. But yeah. Bic lighter, good stuff. All right, moving on. Hopefully, it won't be too long. So, excellent video, Tim. Thank you, Jim. Jim from Nicest Knives. Melon beer sounds great. It is. It really is. It's amazing. Okay, supplementary question. Is there an alcoholic beverage that you would be embarrassed to be caught drinking? I have thought long and hard about this. And there are quite a few that I would be embarrassed to be caught drinking. And mostly because, well, it would make me look bad now. I look bad anyway because I am, admittedly, I have become a beer snob. So, you know, I mean, typical girly drinks, it might be a little embarrassing to drink shit with umbrellas and stuff, but there are beers that no, I can't do it. Well, I wouldn't anyway because I don't like them anymore, but I will say, wow, like anything that's like an off-the-shelf, what you'd normally see on the shelves in liquor stores here for beers, what I call the the run-of-the-mill, what everybody started drinking. You got your Budweiser beer and Miller beer and the Michelobes and the what's they got now, Pabst Blue Ribbon. That's just gross anyway. Pabst Blue Ribbon. I don't know. It's just all of those regular off the shelf beers. Pretty much anything that has Anheuser-Busch product. Lagers and Pilsner. And, I don't know. I just can't. I don't know. It's funny because I've aggravated a couple of people when I said that, like Budweiser, it's training wheels. That's what you start off with when you're a kid, and then you graduate into the more full-bodied beers. Jim. You drink the kind of stuff that I like. So the run-of-the-mill beers just kind of don't cut it for me. Other embarrassing things are like these fruity concoctions. Here's an example that my buddy drinks it. And I have had them. And on a hot summer day, delicious and refreshing. But these Smirnoff Ice, raspberry Smirnoff Ice, it's a carbonated malt beverage, I guess. It's clear. It's like drinking a soda, really. They are delicious, but they kind of, it's sort of embarrassing, but yeah. I kind of secretly do like that a little bit. Under the right circumstances, not as a typical thing to drink. So, I hope that helped, or it's just not total nonsense rambling. Alright, I'm going to move on, because it's only 3 people asking things. Knife tax. Alright, knife tax. Let's see. First vid I already answered, which would have been about favorite steel. First vid question. Yeah. Second question would be, have I ever been deep sea fishing? The short answer would be no. But I'm going to expand because it's sort of a fun topic. I grew up surf fishing on Cape Cod in the summers. So we'd go down, we'd camp on the beach, and bait up the hooks. In fact, give me a second. I'll be right back. I got an idea. Alright, I'm back. Okay, so we would bait up our hooks on a hook like this. So decent size hook. Orange painted cork float. Steel leader. Is this a steel leader? Oh no, this isn't a steel one. Okay, it was the other fish we used the steel leaders for, and a little swivel. We'd have them quick detach, so we could switch out. We would have attached below this a 4-ounce lead weight. It's kind of shaped like a pyramid with a little eyelet on the bottom, and that would, drag this to the bottom, and it would float with sea worms. I don't know if you've ever seen sea worms or not, but they got them big nasty pinchers that come out. So that was one thing we used. Usually this was when we were trying to catch striped bass. And then also we would use those, we called them plugs, lures that were about, 5 inches long or so. And they had a, let's see, I'm going to, kind of draw a picture of it. Actually, this part came out more, whatever. Little eye on it. And doing my horrible artist rendition of a lure that we reviewed, something like this. Right, and it would have the little circle thing in the mouth to attach the line to. And this would be a steel leader because, well, bluefish will bite through your line. Yeah, so we would have the bait poles out, and you'd be on the beach, just doing your thing. If you saw the pole bending, you knew, go pull it in, see if there's something there. 9 times out of 10 it was a friggin' sand shark, but we would watch out in the water. If you saw birds out there, it could be, sometimes pretty far out, anywhere from 30, sometimes 100 yards out. 100 yards, you're kind of screwed. You're not going to get those necessarily, but anything 50 yards or closer, give or take. You see birds diving into the water after bait fish. Usually there were schools of bluefish also following in, nabbing up all them bait fish. So we'd run, pull in your bait, grab your other pole, set up with a lure usually, like I showed. Mine was a red and blue, half and half. And I used a 11.5-foot surf rod. Most people use 10-footers. I like the 11.5 because, especially when I was younger, because it gave you the leverage to really whip that lure way the hell out if you had to where the birds were. And you would try to get it into the center of where they were diving for birds. And usually they'd be traveling, across the coastline, most often from north to south. But you'd whip it out, and if you could get it out to where the birds were diving, 9 times out of 10, you start pulling that lure back, you're going to get a strike. And you'd fight the bluefish, bring it in. Then you would, bash it on the head so you could get the hook out without it taking a finger off of you, because they had these really pointy, sharp teeth that were pretty hardcore. Actually still have my fish beating bat upstairs. But yeah, that was what we did. I never did the out on the boat thing. We did that, and it was pretty adventurous. There was times, I remember one time we looked out in the early evening. It was just starting to get dark. It looked like the water was all boiling and bubbling. We're like, what the hell? And out there started throwing lures out there, and we pulled in a ton of mackerel. It was crazy. Every cast, bang, a mackerel, bang, mackerel. Had a big fish feast that evening. The bluefish we used to, we'd catch, on a time when you had the good run going with. And you'd see people all down the beach catching them, walking down the beach, following the birds going down. And, you could catch up to, who knows, till they kind of get out of range of you. I think the most I've caught in a run of them going by was like 10. But I've seen people follow them down, and they end up with, having to take their truck down the beach with the cooler and collect all the fish. Mark, just drop them on the beach and mark which ones are yours and keep going. And, there's obviously more fish than you can eat. So a lot of them would go to the fish market. But, I guess I don't know what the weight was now. I'm trying to think back. 15, 20 pounds, 25 pounds, depending. I guess 25 pound would be a pretty big one. Striped bass, you'd get bigger fish, just not as often. I didn't catch a reel out of those. Biggest one of those I ever caught was 60 pounds. That was a serious fish. I think that's the one my father stuffed. because it was so big. I think it was as big as I was at the time. I think I was like 9, 10 years old when I got that thing. It was huge. But yeah, yeah, that was my ocean fishing. Never on a boat. I rambled on quite enough, I think. So thank you guys for throwing the questions out there. Anybody has anything else to ask? This is kind of fun for me. You know, kind of losing daylight here, so I'm gonna be doing a vid on this coming up next. Thanks, Jim, for showing me yours and making me want one so terribly bad. And I really like this thing. I don't know why. I just think they're pretty cool. Anyway, that'll be coming up next in the Northwoods. I mean, Northfield NXL GEZ knife. But, take care, guys. Have a great one. Go do some fishing. I haven't been in years. See you later.